Man, Nintendo is definitely in their Walt Disney bag at the moment, guys, because they're being excessively protective of their intellectual property right now. It is not a joke. When I say this, I'm saying that they literally have updated their user agreement. I guess this is a 3 day old thing, but I didn't realize it because I just checked my email today and it says, yeah. So if you want to continue to use our services, then that means you agree to our new terms and conditions that we have set forth. With that being said, those terms and conditions is if you make any modifications to your hardware, we will brick your console. And I'm over here like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, Wubsy, bro. I used to watch that show, but no, seriously, guys, dude, it's something else. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like, I understand to a degree, of course, but the thing is, they used to just be like, nah, you can't use Nintendo Switch Online. You are not shadow banned, but you are back banned. Like, you can't, like, your area code, like, not your area code, but your code for whatever your IP address cannot be used in this area anymore. Like, you cannot have a Nintendo online account in this IP address. And that's like a big deal already. So I'm like, that's more than enough of a punishment right there. But to say that if you are caught using modifications, that we will break your console, we will literally just turn off our entire software. And they are going for software only at this point, because like I said, the Switch cards, the Switch 2 cards, all third party are literally going to be digital only. Now maybe first party Nintendo games will be card and actually have a physical thing on there, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is proprietary hardware and they're deciding to either charge more for these third-party companies to use their hardware. So they're probably going to try to save money on their own end as well, because that's what they're very, very, very good at doing, saving money. So I'm very concerned about this. And this isn't just like a concern, this is a genuine, like, this is a fact. If you're caught modifying your Switch 2, they will break your console. Like, they will literally, like, hey, we got your money, dickhead, keep going. And I'm not gonna lie, that's literally how they're moving right now. It's crazy. But hey, at the end of the day, man, I get it to a degree, but like I said, breaking your console is excessive. That's legitimately like, wow, you just took my money and said, hey, screw you. But hey, a lot of people have been saying screw you, Nintendo. So this is honestly a genuine war between consumer and company. At this point in time, Nintendo is not backing down. They're saying that if you want our console and you want, like I said, it is your honor to play our games. It is not the other way around. It is your honor to spend your $80 on our games. It's not the other way around. It is your honor to even look us and on the internet and see our name. Nintendo, it is your honor to understand who we are. We are the big dogs. You are the little dogs, and you will not get what you want. We will get what we want. We are Nintendo. You are a buyer. And I'm not lying, dude. That's literally how they're moving. I'm not just saying that to try to, piss people off, dude. This is genuinely how they're doing things. And hey, man, at the end of the day, with all boldness, I say that is very, very, very far to go that far to say we're going to break your console. But I know this is their hardware, this is their software. They have the right to do that. And at the end of the day, you literally have to agree to the terms and conditions. So either you're a Super Nintendo fan or you are not a fan of Nintendo. There is no in between. So once again, they are being so serious about this emulation, dog. I'm just gonna say it like this, man. Get your games while you can, dude. Nintendo actually has AI that looks for Pokemon ROM games that are like modded games and genuine things like that. So if there are people out there who have like fan made games, which is crazy because there was this one person who was going to remake Emerald, and he's actually in the process of doing this right now. He's remaking Emerald to where it's like 3D ish, but it's it still has like the nice appeal of the 2D games, bird's eye view. Now the funny thing is, it's like Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but if it was done right. And this guy is making it right now, but the fatal mistake that he made was telling people about him making the game. And Nintendo has literal AI that goes out and seeks fan made games, and they legitimately will say, hey, we love that you're a Pokemon fan, but the only Pokemon fan we want you to be is a consumer based version. We don't want you making our games. We make our games. Now, go and leave now. Delete all of this. This is a cease and desist. And if you do not stop, we will sue you. And that's literally that's what's going on. And the funny thing is, they actually like. Now I'm not going to sit here and say they won the entire lawsuit with that whole other game. What was it called? It was the other Pokemon game. It wasn't Pokemon, but it was like you were a trainer. You Power World, yeah. So apparently, Power World had like Pokeball esque capsules to summon and retrieve your pals. But the thing is, they can't even do that anymore. And then there was like another thing that they took away, which is basically key aspects of the game that makes it unique in its own way. Because at the end of the day, if Pokemon didn't literally say, "Hey, this is we're the only ones who can do that," then they didn't do it. You know what I mean? But long story short, Nintendo is going after its own proprietary hardware and software and just likeness in general. Like they want their likeness to be only them. And like I said, I understand it to a degree, but like, dude, this new guy, Shuntaro, the CEO of Nintendo Japan, he is a businessman, dude. And the funny thing is, at my job where I work at right now, we used to have a warehouse manager who was legitimately a real person, and he would give you like a bonus if he asked you to work extra days that we all know damn well you didn't want to work, you know, things like that. He would literally give you like a $50 gift card just for like showing up and be like, thank you, I appreciate you, things like that. My new manager now, dude, this guy just said, hey, show up or get fired, and that's all there is to it. And it's not just me, it's everybody, bro. Like legit, like, hey, I need you to get these cases out, and that's it. And if you don't get these cases out, then you can hop up out the warehouse and never come back. And that's all he is. And these new people who are being put in place of the head of operations type deal is literally like that. These guys are like that. They guys like they are acting like that. They're moving like that, and they're showing who they are. So this new Shuntaro CEO guy, like I said, the other guy, I forget his name. I want to say it was Aizawa. I'm not 100% sure. Unfortunately, he did. I want to say he passed from unfortunately health issues and stuff. And he was a video game designer first, a developer first, and then he was a businessman. So he grew up in the space that he was creating, and then he managed it. This new guy, Shuntaro, is literally just a manager. He is just a manager who was hired. Even if he was vetted, who cares? At the end of the day, he is showing his face, he is showing his worth, he's showing his morals in the sense of crude business activity, and he is just a businessman. This man has never developed a game in his life. He is literally just here for the money. That's why games are $80. I don't care about who has what to say about arguing about it. Yeah, back in the day, Nintendo games actually did have variable prices. Literally on the original Nintendo system, some games were actually $80, some games were 70, and that's a fact. But what, like, the standard became 60, you know? You go from a standard and then you go all over the place, you know what I mean? And then start this whole thing over again. So what I'm trying to say is that this guy's a businessman. So whatever your feelings are on the $80 games, whatever the feelings are, he will extract that and throw it in the trash. Even if you feel like it's a good idea to have an $80 game, even if you feel it's justified, he doesn't care. He just knows that you'll pay for it, and that's a fact. And that's where we're at right now. So with that being said, man, this game right here that I'm playing is Marvel vs. Capcom X. It's actually a free Mugen ROM, or not ROM, but you know, technically, it's a PC game. It's free, and it's just like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but like it has the characters from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and a couple of other characters, and then it also has the style of Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2. So it's pretty cool. It's not a 3v3, it is a 2v2, which is not an issue. I actually kind of like that a little better. It makes the fights go by a little faster, and it's really fun, honestly. As you can see, I've been playing as Akuma this whole time, man. My whole style of fighting is rush attack, and I do not stop. I do not relent. I continue. Even if they're blocking, I just keep going. Now, I'm not really amazing at this game, but me and my dad used to play this like series of games all the time. We used to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3 and Ultimate 3 all the time, bro. And we were gonna play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite together, but the game, look, I hate that game. It's just not good. You could tell that Marvel and Capcom were only making the game because that it was like the deal wasn't up. You know, the timeline of making games wasn't up. They were trying to get one last cash grab, and it sucks that they did it like that because Monster Hunter was really fun, and they had a Monster Hunter character in the game, but I just didn't like the game. Anywho, I like how this game you can literally juggle people even when you beat them, so I could just relentlessly just continue this as long as I please, but I let them fall eventually. But yeah, guys. So how do you guys feel about this whole Nintendo thing, man? So they're showing their true colors, man, with this whole, you know, we're gonna have our end user agreements, we're gonna break your console. Like obviously emulation and like piracy specifically is not a good thing to do when it comes down to just getting every game for free. Because back in the day, man, people, I was not one of these people, but I could have been one of these people who literally got every Switch game for free if I just paid someone to do it, or even did it myself. And there are people who succeeded in that, and they literally have the whole library. There are people who had Wii's back in the day. I know the person. He was an awesome guy. He is still an awesome guy. He's one of my friends for life, and he had a Wii. All he had to do was go to GameStop, pre-order, not pre-order, but just buy a used copy, and he would just go home, download it, take it back the next day, and he has that game on the Nintendo Wii. And that's back when the Nintendo Wii was still relevant. There was no Wii U. So he literally just had every game for free on a modded Wii. So I understand where Nintendo's coming from to a degree when it comes down to, hey, we don't want you guys pirating our games. We are losing all kinds of money. But it's like they're doing everything in one fell swoop. They're upping the price of their games. They're punishing people all in one go. And that's literally what's been happening at my job, dude. They've been saying more productivity and less breaks. And if you don't do those two things at the same time, then you will be fired and you get out of here. We don't want you here, bro. And the funny thing is, man, and my job is working. We get done with our work every single day, more often, not even more often, every day. Like there's not much overtime being thrown out there because people are actually going faster and they're getting their work done faster and they're doing their job. And like that's how it is. Like people fear losing their job because that's their financial. That's how they take care of their families. That's how they take care of themselves. And here at Nintendo, nobody wants to lose their Mario games, bro. Nobody wants to not play the newest Mario Kart. Now, I'm not gonna lie, dude, on Mario Kart World, I actually intentionally withheld watching a lot of that stuff because at the end of the day, I didn't like that price, man. I didn't like where it was going, so I kind of just like stayed away from it because I was like, screw that. I don't want anything to do with that, bro. It's not cool. It's not fair. $80 game, screw that. And so I stayed away from it. But just yesterday, I actually did end up watching pretty much the whole trailer for the game and some cool stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, the game looks pretty fun. It looks very fun actually, and that's for real. It really does. But is it $80 fun? I don't think so. Obviously, it's fun if you were to get the console and that bundle for $50 for Mario Kart. That's awesome. But no game is really $80 fun to me. And as you can see right here, I'm playing a free game, bro. This game is free, and I'm loving this game. I love this game. And there's way more than that. There's there's one called Sega versus Capcom, the next level. It's on Twitter if you just check that out. There's one called this is a demo, but Sonic 3D Rush. I don't think that guy's going to finish that game because it's a nice game, but he kind of noticed that he was pretty much just remaking Sonic Adventure 2, honestly, and I think he kind of got overwhelmed. His last update was in 2024, so last year, like May, and these other guys who are on Twitter has been updating their games like every 5 to 6 months. And there's another game called Dr. Robotnik's Ring Racers. That is literally the second coolest Sonic racing game I have ever played. And it's actually my favorite Sonic racing game is Sonic Sega All Stars. I don't know. I think it's called Sega All Stars Transformed, and it's where you can transform to a plane and transform into a boat all in one level and a car, of course. And that was really fun. But there's a lot of free games out here, dog. Like there's a lot of free games to where you can just do what you want to do and play for free and still have a great time. And then obviously on the current consoles, we got the other free games, Marvel Rivals, Genshin, Apex, Fortnite, and a lot more. I guess there's one called Nikkei, and it's kind of for females. It's literally a dress up game. I played it because the song captivated me when when you hover over the game and then or even when you just look at the demo, the little trailer and stuff. Oh, Storm got so combo right here. I don't know how I did this. Oh my, whoo, boy, it was coming back. The muscle memory was coming back to me. But anywho, yeah, it was just a cool little game, but I didn't like it. It was open world like Genshin, but it was literally all about dress up, and that's just not for me. So, but there's still a lot of free games. So if one's not for you, then you can just get right with another. So with that being said, you don't have to spend $80 on a game. Look at this. This is the game right here. But man, with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, man. How do you guys feel about this next development with the end user agreements for Nintendo? Because they're going heavy, man. They are really going heavy. Like when I say this, I literally mean this, bro. Literally, get your ROMs of your old Nintendo games, like any GameCube era, Wii era. I don't even care, Switch era. Just download your games. Because I really feel like with this AI stuff that they got going on, they are going to one by one, go through every game that's ever been in their past, and they're going to take it off of every internet site that they can find. They're going to literally just look up Smash Melee. They're going to look up Mario Kart Double Dash. They're going to look up Smash Brawl. They're going to look up Mario Kart Wii, and they're just going to have everything be deleted one after another. So with that being said, guys, once again, what do you guys feel about this? How you guys feel about this? Because I would like to know. I know I'm not the only person who has a feeling about this. And if you guys could tell me, how is the mic? I finally got the Samsung Go mic. My friend Amari X Games actually recommended it to me like 2 weeks ago, but I didn't really realize, how choppy my voice was in the other mic, my Blue Yeti microphone. It cost more, but it was like 5 years old. But this Samsung Go mic is a nice little piece of hardware for 30 bucks. So I just want to, you guys, what's your opinion on this mic? Does it sound better? How do you feel? That being said, once again, guys, I'm up out of here. It's been Yap a lot gaming. I've been yapping a lot, and I'm out of here. Peace out.